We go back to the phones. Christian is on line 2. Hello.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
Last night was a tough one, guys. Yeah, last night was definitely a tough one. Actually, these past couple of years, have been obviously tough. And the main thing about those, everybody's been screaming that our defense was horrible, in those past years. Our defense giving up too many points. And this year, main emphasis, was defense. And I honestly think our defense is playing phenomenal. Patrick Graham has those guys playing great. They've been keeping us in games, game in, game out this season. And as far as all the people on the line saying about Daniel Jones, we need to get rid of him, I think that's overreaction to me. Because it's not like we're getting blown out in these games. Jabril Pepper said it yesterday. It's not like they're getting blown out. We're losing by a small, play here, play there. It's not. I don't think it's a talent issue. I think it's just the execution. We're not executing the plays that need to be executed. And that's.
I think Louis Riddick said it best, right? He said it best at the end of the game last night with ESPN. He goes, "There's no question about Daniel Jones's skills, his talent, and his ability, his skill set. It's all there. The question becomes the intangibles. The intangibles have to come together. They have to mature and develop for him to be the complete quarterback that he needs to be. And believe me, there have been a lot of guys in NFL history who had the skill set, okay, and didn't get it done because those other things did not mature and grow like they were supposed to."
Yeah, and like I said, even with his mistakes, his mishaps, we're still in these games. We're still in these games. If he makes that throw, who knows? We win that game. The Philly game. If that throw gets completed to Evan Ingram, who knows? We probably win that game. Yesterday, if he makes that throw to Slayton, that puts it 21-6 at that point. Not giving the ball back, and then it'd be 14-9. That's a 10-point swing. It's those little things, those execution things. I don't think it's a talent. I think we have a talented roster. We've had our schedule's been tough. We played the Steelers game 1. We lost by 10. We played the Bears, lost on a fourth quarter, last minute mishap with the rest. We're playing good against these good teams. Yesterday the Buccaneers, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, and we were sacking them on third downs. That's the Giants. Giants defense I miss seeing. Getting off the field on those long third downs. Sacking the quarterback. We were doing that yesterday. We were causing turnovers. Blake Martinez, beast. I think he's a beast. Blake Martinez has been killing it this season. Our defense is playing lights out. I just wish, we just need to. It's just that one play a game, that one or two play a game. That's really the end all tell. That really decides it. And that's the frustrating part as Giants fans. That's why we're frustrated. Because we know we're in these games. We know we should win these games. We know it. And just to see him, fall apart, it's just, that one play, and then it's real quick.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just saying, it's after these games, it's real easy to just point the finger. It's real easy to point the finger. Oh, Daniel Jones,
it's part of the job, right? The quarterback is always going to be the magnet. That's just the way it is.
Yep.
Thank you, Chris.
One of the frustrating things about being, when you're on a team like this, that you're close in all the games that you had mentioned. One of the tough things about being in the locker room or being on a team is that you're close. That's what brings you back to work every week. It's not easy coming into work every week when you're losing. And that can divide teams by saying that, the defense is better than the offense and the offense is putting us in these positions. So I think it's a true testament to the culture of this team, the leaders of this team, to keeping the team together and coming in and fighting every week because they're getting close. And I think as a player's perspective, I've been there. You understand you're getting close. And then all of a sudden it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to be one of those games, guys, when we're sitting here on Monday on Big Blue Kickoff Live and coming into a game when the Giants are not even close to thinking they're going to beat this team, or at least everybody doesn't think so. Maybe it's Seattle or something. And all of a sudden they put it together. And that's when joy arises and people finally realize that it's taken this long. And if they can just consistently start doing that, and before you know, the season's going to be over. And then all of a sudden we got to look forward to the offseason again.
Oh my.
But it can happen. it will happen. Trust me, it's going to happen. I think that this team has too good of coaching. It has too good of development of players. And I think that obviously with the 1-7 record, next season we're going to get some draft picks. We're going to make some moves. This team the arrow is pointing up. It's just tough. It's just tough.
Big Blue Kickoff Live is presented by New York Lottery. Get out there and play. I don't know, Jeff. You tell me. It's a hypothetical. I'm going to make it so quick because we got callers still on the line.
All right.
But if Barkley had been healthy, I know ifs are always horrible, but if Barkley had been healthy this whole time, how many of these close games do you think he might have made a difference in? 2, 3?
It's hard to say, but I got to believe that there was going to be more something that I've been wanting every single week, and that is when the games are on the line. At least offensively, your best player has got to make a play to win you the game. Now, I'm not saying that this would have happened every week with Saquon making a play to win the game.
That's why I'm not saying they'd be 7-1. What I'm asking is, do you think he could have made a difference in 2 or 3 games?
100%. This whole offense was predicated on number 26.
Exactly. And that's also part of what has happened here and why the record is as it is and why Daniel Jones, unfortunately, is in this pickle that he's in. Part of the reason is he does not have his Excedrin player next to him. Big Blue Kickoff Live is presented by New York Lottery. Get out there and play. Line 3, Carl from Connecticut. You're next on the show. Hello.
Hi, Paul. Hi, Jeff. Great being on again. Hope you guys are doing well.
We're great. Great to talk to you. I hope you are too.
Oh, thank you. I just have a couple more positive comments that I like to say.
We like positive.
I've been a Giants fan since 1982. I have watched every Giants game since that time, and it's a process. It was a process for Bill Parcells, and he came out a winner. Great coach. It was a process even Dan Reeves when he was in Denver, and even with the Giants, they made the playoffs. I'll even include Jim Fossil. They had a good couple of years with Fossil. It was a process.
Right.
Then Coughlin comes in, and it was a process, and they won. There was some not great coaching in between all those names. And even after Coughlin, there has been not the best of coaching. And now, watching this team this year and being a studier of the game and watching football for a long time, you watch and see, even last night, how this team plays, how disciplined they are, and just how hard they work for this coaching staff and for the team. They play as a team, and it's been, I'd have to say, since Coughlin era, that they really play together as a team. And I see the sky's the limit. And I know Daniel Jones, he makes some mistakes, but like you guys say, this guy makes some phenomenal plays, and it is only his second year. And I think I'll even bring Eli Manning. Love him. Plexico Burress saved Eli Manning in a lot of different ways because of his height and physicalness. Mm-hmm. Eli wasn't the most accurate thrower, but he had Plexico Burress to bail him out. And, I mean, Eli was one of the toughest guys, and I love him. But it's just when you watch the game and you know the game, there are key things on every quarterback. And then Eli was a winner, but he did have some tough times. And I just think that's the same for Daniel Jones. But I think the kid, he has a great arm. I think he's very accurate, and he's very talented, and, he just has to kind of, grow. But I think it will happen. And I just have to say, I am the happiest guy to watch this team and how they play for Joe Judge and his coaching staff. And I just wanted to put that out there.
Well, Carl, appreciate the perspective. Thank you so much for calling. Please call again. Mike in Virginia, you're on line 1. Hello.
What's going on, fellas?
Hi.
Hey, real quick, I just want to say, something that the last caller said about Eli. How everybody was always on him and how he wasn't pinpoint accurate. This guy is pinpoint accurate when he has the time and when he's on. I mean, last year he had 24 touchdowns, 12 picks, and 18 fumbles. He's controlling the fumbles this year. The picks are coming because, from my opinion, the picks are coming because he's in a new system. Just like his bumps and bruises from last year, which was a new system. Yeah. The head coach gets fired. Now he has to learn a whole new system. So these are the bumps and bruises that you go through from the new system. He corrected the fumbling, so we're not going to argue about that anymore. Now it's the picks. But again, that's just the new system. The guy will be fine. Of course, the decision-making, but that comes with a young quarterback. Everybody wants the win right now kind of thing. And it's not that doesn't happen all the time. Sometimes you got to grow with the quarterback. But it will happen. We have somebody there that can make the plays. The decision-making will get better as he gets older, and we have a young team. So we just have to learn how to win right now. We're in every single game. I'm honestly okay with it right now. I going into this season, all I really said was I want to be competitive. And if that's where we're at, I'm okay because I know the next season we're going to be even better. We had no real off season, no real training camp. So there's a lot of factors going into this. So people just need to calm down and understand this whole thing about football and just not win right now. Oh, he sucks. No, hey, man, he dropped it in the bucket last week, and it was dropped. And everybody, I hate to use this term, was jock riding him last year in preseason, Danny Dimes, from a preseason game. And now they got what they asked for, put him in, get rid of Eli, and now look where you're at. So just be patient and just grow with the guy. The defense is doing what we need to do. Just grow with him. That's it.
Thank you.
Appreciate the phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it really comes down to, Jeff. Got to process everything with logic instead of just allowing the juices in the bottom of your stomach to come to the forefront and not think about this stuff. You got to think it through first and understand exactly what's going on. And it's hard. It's very, very hard, again, in light of some of the recent seasons that the team has gone through.
Absolutely. Listen, I think that you got to be prepared when you're going to go into a conversation and start to, throw things out about position players and what they're doing. You got to understand what's going into the argument. So you just can't come out with all emotion, which I know you want to, but you can't. You got to figure out what you want to say and make an argument with it and make sure that you understand what the ins and outs of it are all about. And the ins and outs of playing quarterback in the National Football League are their steps. You're going to have to go through those steps, and they're learning steps, and sometimes you just get tired of hearing it. But, at one point in time, he's going to put it together.
Well,
he's going to have to.
And the last point to make is that progression doesn't always go in a smooth line.
No.
There are times and other factors that come into play that sometimes – will put a little bit of a break in that line and even send that line backwards in the wrong direction until you get it back on track again. That just happens in life, not just football.
Yeah. And I also, the interceptions and fumbles, a lot of times quarterbacks, their statistics, they get pegged for them. But, and I'm not saying this about last night. I can tell you this, I'm not going there. But, if a quarterback has 25 fumbles and 30 interceptions, if you go back and look at every one of them, each one of them tell you a story. A lot of times they're not the quarterback's fault. Tip pass interception. 2 weeks ago, the Evan Ingram interception, that ball had a little mustard on it, but Evan Ingram, he's in the pros. It hits you in the hands, you got to catch it. When you get blindsided from the backside, those are NFL guys that get paid a lot of money. They're probably the second, third guys on your payroll. They're hitting you in the back, and you're fumbling the football. So, those things sometimes they can't be avoided, but there are the ones like last night that can, and those are the ones you want to concentrate on.